Is the boom period for WWE under TKO coming to a close? The reason I ask that question is because WWE reportedly are unhappy with pre-Saturday night's main event WWE Smackdown ticket sales, plus upcoming episodes of Smackdown don't exactly have strong ticket sales either. All this and more in this news update. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Let's begin with concern when it comes to ticket sales with WWE, specifically last Friday's Saturday night's main event go-home episode of the Blue Brand on USA Network. WWE taped the go-home edition of Friday Night SmackDown before Saturday night's main event on October 31st, with both shows emanating from the Delta Center in Salt Lake City, Utah. WWE weren't exactly happy about how ticket sales to SmackDown. However, WrestleTix has noted that only 4,226 tickets were distributed for the Halloween edition of SmackDown, and sections of the upper deck were tarped off due to the attendance. Fightful Select has reported that a source within WWE indicated the ticket sales for SmackDown were, quote, very disappointing, end quote, and a lot of fans who bought tickets were moved down to the lower level. SmackDown ticket sales were well below WWE's average attendance of 11,500 for 2025 so far. The company's average attendance has continued to climb in spite of criticism at ticket prices doubling since the TKO merger in September of 2023. Matches taped at the Halloween edition of SmackDown included Ilya Dragunov versus Nathan Frazer for the United States Championship, Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax, and JC Mateo and Tama Tonga versus the Motor City Machine Guns. Ticket sales did improve for the November 1st edition of Saturday night's main event. WrestleTix noted shortly before Saturday night's main event went on the air that 7,867 tickets were distributed for the show. So, what do you guys think? Do you think the boom period is beginning to come to a close for WWE? Is this a reflection of the ticket prices continuing to increase, or is the product just not that exciting, or is it just a one-off? Let me know your thoughts as always in the comment section below. Now let's switch over here to AAA, with new champions being crowned that are linked to WWE. Chelsea Green and Ethan Page captured the AAA Mixed Tag Team titles at the AAA event on November 2nd. The duo defeated Mr. Iguana and La Hidera. Lola Vice was on commentary for the match. This marks the first reign with the titles for Green and Page. Iguana and Hidera had been the champions since December of 2024. Green and Page aligned on NXT television in August and are undefeated in mixed tag team action. They previously defeated Tavon Heights and Tyra May Steele at NXT Heatwave. Now, speaking of Ethan Page, he's going to be having more bookings in AAA moving forward. Ethan Page will be going for his third championship. At AAA Day of the Dead, Hio de Dr. Wagner Jr. issued a challenge to Ethan Page for the AAA Guerrilla de Titans on December 20. Wagner successfully retained his title against Hio de Vikingo at AAA Day of the Dead on November 2nd. Page defeated Wagner in a Day of the Dead match at WWE NXT Halloween Havoc. Page's NXT North American Championship was on the line in the match. Wagner had been appearing on NXT television in recent months, much to the frustration of Page, but now, as I mentioned, he does hold a championship with Chelsea Green in AAA moving forward. Switching over to New Japan Pro Wrestling, and a big double title match has been confirmed for next year's Wrestle Kingdom event in New Japan. Konosuke Takeshita versus Tsuji at the Dome. New Japan Pro Wrestling presented Hiroshi Tanahashi's final homecoming event on November 2nd. The final two matches on the card saw Yota Tsuji defeat Hiroshi Tanahashi to retain the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship. The main event was Konosuke Takeshita defending the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship against Hiroki Goto. Both champions retained. After the main event, Tsuji came out to the ring, and it was announced that at Wrestle Kingdom 20 in January of 2026, Tsuji and Takeshita will meet in a double title match. So that match now set for next year. Bit of an update here on MJF and his AEW status. Now, a few months ago, it was revealed that MJF had landed a role in Violent Night 2 after appearing in Happy Gilmore 2 and being cast in The Iron Claw. MJF had a heavy travel schedule as filming started and would go back and forth between AEW tapings and Winnipeg, where he'd continue filming. Since AEW All Out, MJF has been off AEW TV as his filming schedule picked up heavily. Fightful have been told that the filming of the movie is set to wrap relatively soon, though Fightful have not yet heard when MJF is scheduled to return to All Elite Wrestling. AEW sources indicated that MJF has the acting bug and has spoken about how much he's enjoyed filming. Now, of course, if we get any more details as to when he's set to return to AEW television, we'll let you know, but it does appear that he'll be back relatively soon. Now, AEW, they've got a book coming out, and many have wondered, is CM Punk and Cody Rhodes going to be highlighted and featured in that book, or are they going to be erased from AEW history? Well, AEW announced this book is All Elite, the inside story of All Elite Wrestling, which releases in early November. Shortly following that, there was plenty of online speculation that Cody Rhodes would be omitted from the book, rewriting history. Fightful say they were immediately able to confirm with AEW that there were no plans to do that, but Fightful have now learned the extent of what is going on in said book. Fightful say they got an early review copy of the book, and Cody is covered no less than 15 times throughout the entire book. To be specific, he's covered in All In, Double or Nothing, and Dynamite sections, his importance to the TNT Championship, and his feuds with Wardlow, MJF, Chris Jericho, Darby Allin, winning the NWA World's title, and his departure from All Elite Wrestling. One quote from the book was Excalibur saying that AEW had to figure out what their identity was going to be without Cody. Specifics around the departure, though, were not discussed. In addition, CM Punk's contentious departure from AEW was something that many wondered as it relates to the book. He's covered no less than half a dozen times in the book. Brawl In and Brawl Out, though, are not covered. One AEW source says, quote, Joey Janela is featured in it, Miro is in it. If people had a significant part in AEW's history, they're in it. AEW had been adamant since the announcement of the book that they wouldn't be writing anyone out. The numerous times Fightful asked about those concerns. But, of course, Punk nor Rhodes were actually interviewed for said book. Now, Will Ospreay, one of the biggest stars in AEW right now, but he's out of action, and we've got more details as to when he's not going to be returning. Will Ospreay has been away from All Elite Wrestling since the Forbidden Door pay-per-view in late August, and fans reportedly shouldn't expect the former IWGP World Heavyweight Champion to return anytime soon. Ospreay took time off from AEW to undergo neck surgery, with the 32-year-old noting in the summer that he was suffering from 2 herniated discs in his neck. Ospreay underwent successful neck surgery around 6 weeks ago, and in an update on his recovery that emerged over the weekend, Asamadir Singh of the Body Alignment Clinic in Rainham, Essex, noted on Instagram that Ospreay, quote, still had some way to go, but was on the right road. Now, Singh also mentioned January 2026 in the post, which appeared to suggest a return timetable for Ospreay. Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer has since reported, however, that the post doesn't mean Ospreay will be back in the ring for January 2026. Instead, the former AEW International Champion is hopeful of being able to do lightweight exercises in January, and he still is a long way off returning to the squared circle. Now, we've got more details as to who the opponent possibly is going to be for John Cena in his final match later on next month, but we've also got more details as to who may be in attendance for the event in Washington, D.C. People in WWE reportedly believe that both President Donald Trump and former WWE Chairman and CEO Vince McMahon will be in attendance for John Cena's last match at the December 13th edition of Saturday Night's Main Event in Washington, D.C. That is according to Brian Alvarez, who said on Wrestling Observer Live, quote, I have had people speculate that both Donald Trump and Vince McMahon are going to be at John Cena's final match. I mean, Vince can be there. He can buy a ticket. There is a way for him to get there. Whether they show him on TV or make a big deal out of it would be something different. But I've certainly had people in WWE who firmly believe that Vince and Donald Trump are both going to be at John Cena's last match. As of mid-October, Donald Trump was reportedly undecided about whether or not to attend John Cena's final match. The President of the United States is already scheduled to be at the Army vs. Navy college football game at Baltimore's M&T Bank Stadium that day, but he would have enough time to travel to the Capital One Arena. Vince McMahon and John Cena, meanwhile, have remained friends despite the allegations of sex trafficking, sexual assault, and physical and emotional abuse leveled at McMahon by Janelle Grant, allegations which resulted in his resignation as TKO executive chairman in January of 2024. Cena has repeatedly expressed his love for McMahon since the allegations were made public. So if we get any more details on that, of course, we'll let you know in a future video. Now, some may have noticed a slight change to Zelina Vega. Zelina Vega's WWE name has been changed, and her WWE.com profile has revealed the former Women's United States Champion will be known simply as Zelina going forward. Why exactly WWE decided to carry out the name change is unknown, but the shortening of Zelina's name has come together in the weeks after she formed an on-screen alliance with her real-life husband, Aleister Black. The married couple began working together on the pre-Crown Jewel edition of SmackDown when Zelina helped Black defeat Damian Priest in a last man standing match. Zelina and Black have appeared together on Friday Night SmackDown since Crown Jewel. Black has also revealed that WWE Chief Content Officer Triple H was initially opposed to pairing Black and Zelina together on screen, but is believed to have had a change of heart due to the success of AJ Lee and CM Punk and Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. Prior to aligning with her husband, Zelina had been heavily featured in the WWE Women's United States title picture in 2025, holding the belt for 63 days from April 25th to June 27th. Now, we spoke about it briefly before, but of course, a tournament is set to determine John Cena's final opponent. The topic of John Cena's final opponent has been hotly discussed ever since Cena announced that 2025 would serve as his retirement tour before finally hanging up the boots on his lengthy WWE in-ring career. On Saturday night's main event this past weekend, John Cena gave fans some insight into how his final opponent would be decided. In a video package, Cena announced that a 16-man tournament would take place starting on the Monday Night Raw in Boston next Monday, November 10th, with the winner being the one to step up and face him at Saturday night's main event next month in Washington, D.C. He noted that names from Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and perhaps names outside of the company will be involved. Now, current WWE superstars such as Gunther, Dominic Mysterio, Penta, Carmelo Hayes, Bronson Reed, LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, Rusev, Solo Sikoa, The Miz, and Sheamus were shown on the screen during this video package. Reports recently suggested that Cena could be set to win a title in a planned match coming up before his final match, but of course we'll wait and see if that happens. Now, speaking of Saturday night's main event, the first special of 2026 has been announced. The revival of WWE Saturday night's main event will extend into the new year as WWE heads up north in January. Per WWE, the first Saturday night's main event of 2026 will take the company to Montreal, Quebec, Canada on January 24th. The night before, Montreal will also play host to WWE Smackdown, with both events taking place at the Bell Centre. WWE's latest outing in Montreal took the form across the August 8th episode of Smackdown, which included a main event tag match pitting John Cena and undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes against Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. That bout ended in disqualification due to Paul nailing Cena with a low blow, after which the Scottish Warrior sent the American Nightmare crashing through the commentary table via a Claymore kick. Now, as of this recording, it's yet to be confirmed if Zayn or fellow Quebecer Kevin Owens will be making appearances at the upcoming SNME from Quebec, Canada. Owens, of course, has been out of action since March due to a neck injury that required surgery. And finally, several matches and segments have been confirmed for tonight's episode of WWE Raw on Netflix. New WWE World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk will appear on tonight's November 3rd episode of WWE Monday Night Raw. Of course, Punk defeated Jey Uso to win the vacant WWE World Heavyweight Championship at WWE Saturday Night's main event this past weekend. Plus, the Raw General Manager Adam Pearce announced that Penta will battle El Grande Americano, and Bayley and Lara Valkyria will team up to face the Kabuki Warriors, that being Asuka and Kairi Sane. Of course, we'll have a surprises video coming out later today, so be sure to check that out as well. But there you go, guys. Latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right-hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.